Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into how AI is shifting from some far-off futuristic idea into a real hands-on co-pilot for managing projects. We'll see how this tech is completely changing the game for how teams plan, build, and actually get stuff done.
So let's kick things off with a question I think a lot of us can relate to. Have you ever looked at a project's to-do list and just felt completely swamped? It's so easy for these backlogs to become a total mess of duplicate tasks, old ideas, and vague goals, making it almost impossible to figure out what's actually important.
And this is exactly where our first big idea comes into play. We really need to start thinking of AI less like a simple tool and more like an essential co-pilot. Its number one job? To slice right through the complexity of modern projects and bring some much-needed clarity to all that chaos.
I mean, let's be real. Managing a project today is like trying to navigate a perfect storm. We're dealing with digital transformation that's moving at a wild speed, customer expectations that seem to change every other day, and now AI itself is reshaping how we work. All of this just leads to cluttered backlogs and total decision paralysis. The old school, manual way of doing things? It's just too slow and way too easy to mess up.
But what if you had a co-pilot that could see right through that fog? Well, that's precisely the role AI is starting to play. It's becoming the team's go-to partner, helping to automate all those tedious tasks, spot potential risks before they turn into major problems, and just smooth out all the coordination that's so critical for a team's success. So as AI starts doing more of the heavy lifting, our roles aren't just disappearing. They're evolving into something way more strategic. And honestly, no role shows this shift better than the Agile coach. I mean, if you think back to the 2010s, an Agile coach was mainly the person who taught you the rules of Scrum and ran the team meetings. They were facilitators. But fast forward to today, and that role is almost unrecognizable. The modern Agile coach is a strategic partner, a change agent for the whole company, and, get this, an AI integration specialist. This new AI-powered coach has a much, much bigger job. Instead of just focusing on one team, they're guiding transformation across the entire enterprise. They're mentoring people on how to actually work with AI, using its insights to make smarter decisions and making sure that human judgment is always, always in the driver's seat. Now, this isn't just a bunch of theory, so let's look at a concrete example. We're going to dive into a real-world study where AI was put to the test on one of the most painful tasks in any project, cleaning up the product backlog. Okay, just so we're all on the same page, the product backlog is the beating heart of an Agile project. It's the master to-do list, but as projects go on, this list can become a total digital junkyard, filled with duplicate requests, outdated tasks, and fuzzy ideas. The process of cleaning it up, which we call grooming, is absolutely essential, but man, it can be a massive drain on a team's time and energy. So to solve this problem, researchers built a tool using generative AI, and this diagram shows you pretty much how it works. First, it pulls all the tasks from a tool like Jira. Then, it uses this clever technique called vector embeddings, which is basically a fancy way of turning the meaning of each task into math to find potential duplicates. And finally, it shows what it found and suggests what to do next. And here's what the user actually gets to see. The tool puts two tasks it thinks are duplicates right next to each other. It even uses a model like GPT-4o to write a brand new, improved task that merges the two. But, and this is the most important part, look at the buttons at the bottom. Accept suggestion, ignore suggestion. The AI gives you the evidence and a recommendation, but a human is always the one who makes the final call. So did it work? Oh yeah, the results were nothing short of incredible. Just look at tester number 8. Doing it the old way, manually, they found 8 duplicate tasks in 25 minutes. Okay, not bad. But when they used the AI tool, they found nearly double that, 15 duplicates in less than half the time. And you see the exact same thing with tester number 11. It's more accurate in way less time. In fact, when the researchers crunched all the numbers, they found that the AI-assisted approach slashed the total time to get this critical job done by a staggering 45%. That's almost cutting the time in half, freeing up project managers to do much more strategic work. And this all brings us to the future, and what I think is really the ultimate takeaway here. This isn't a story about replacement. It's a story about a powerful new partnership that augments human intelligence. And hey, the experts in this field totally agree. As Antonio Neo Rodriguez puts it, this isn't just some small change to how we do things. We're looking at a completely new roadmap for how we manage projects and, even more importantly, how we deliver actual value. People are so serious about this that researchers have already laid out a blueprint for a full-on AI project assistant. It would start with representation learning, where the AI just soaks up all the project data. Then, an analytics engine gives insights into what's happening and what might happen next. From there, a planning and optimization engine helps build better sprint plans. And finally, a dialogue engine lets the team talk to it all through a simple conversation. So here it is, the key thing I really want you to walk away with. Human judgment stays right at the absolute center of this new world. The goal is to find that perfect balance between powerful automation and human collaboration. The AI is an expert advisor, not an oracle. It gives you recommendations, but the team always owns the final strategic call. And all of this leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If AI can reliably handle the repetitive, tedious work that so often bogs our teams down, what new levels of creativity, innovation, and strategic thinking will we finally be able to unlock? What will your team build with all of that newfound focus?